factory, as I said earlier on, we chose Dresden. Well-sited, slightly inconvenient to get to because every time the economy's booming, there's a direct airline.
Yeah, ask the Ryanair guy next week why he doesn't have a direct flight from Cambridge to Dresden.
So this was the factory was built in from digging the first bit of earth to filling it with machines in a year. So the factory was opened in September the 17th, I think it was. I'm looking at Henning,
I think so.
2008, and produced its first displays before the end of last year. So that's quite a challenging exercise, I think you might say. This is the world's first production scale plastic electronics factory. You can appreciate that taking a process from the lab, scaling it up from the prototype line in Cambridge where the displays are built one at a time to the factory where they're built 9 at a time. There's a lot of issues which have to be, lots of processes have to be tuned, and so this last year, as we build towards the launch of the product at the beginning of next year, the factory has been tuning the processes to build the displays to the quality that we want. So in transferring the technology from Cambridge to Dresden, clearly there are no people in the world really who know how to build organic semiconductor plastic backplanes. As Henning said, it's only 1 million transistors, 1 million capacitors and 1 million vias, but you've still, which is why displays are a really good application actually, because it's 3 simple components, but you've still got to build them all perfectly for the display to work. But it's process engineering, and as I said, Dresden, very good location because there were good infrastructure locally, and Infineon has just closed down one of their fabs actually, so there's quite a lot of people around. Equipment, we were able to use quite a lot of standard flat panel equipment, which is used for making TFTs, so normal LCDs, and bring those over, but inevitably we had to get some of that equipment adapted to our specialized processes, which took some effort. And then actually as another thing, another little factor which would have delayed us slightly was typically flat panel displays aren't built in Europe, so they haven't got the little CE marking, so you have to get all the machines CE approved so that you can bring them into Europe to use them. Material supplies, so semiconductors, again, got a well-established supply chain. We've got to establish a supply chain for organic semiconductors. Dresden actually has got quite a lot of other organic semiconductor activities, both in photovoltaics and organic LEDs. So there are a number of other industries there, and the chemical companies have been rubbing their hands for several years, waiting for companies to start producing products with their materials. Finally, you've got to integrate all of this equipment together in a manufacturing system. So we had basically all the R&D people who thought they were research scientists were either permanently in Dresden or permanently on planes, going to Dresden, to the Far East to talk to the equipment manufacturers, and they helped specify and build all of the production equipment.